How was the Inca Empire really born? Was Manco Capac a historical founder or a figure shaped by legend? From the plains of Cusco to the sacred caverns of Pacarictampu, different versions, collected by chroniclers such as Garcilaso de la Vega, Cieza de Leon, and Juan de Betanzos, tell contradictory origins. Some speak of descendants of the sun, others of brothers who emerged from the earth after an ancient flood. Today, we delve into the deepest roots of a civilization that shaped the Andes. Between mythical tales and colonial sources, we unravel the true beginnings of the Incas. According to Garcilaso de la Vega, the kingdom of the Incas originated around the year 1100 AD. A man named Manco Capac and his wife Mama Oclo, who claimed to be the son of the sun, Intip Churi, mysteriously appeared on the plains of Cusco. Using persuasive means, he managed to get the natives to recognize him as their lord and king. He founded the city of Cusco and taught his new subjects agriculture and other useful arts. Then he chose those who would enter his personal service. After a reign of several years, during which he peacefully expanded his dominion to the area around Cusco, he felt his death approaching. Under these circumstances, wishing to give his subjects proof of his goodness and paternal love, he gathered them together and gave the title of Inca to all who had followed and voluntarily submitted to him. This behavior had the meaning of an extraordinary concession for the natives. They didn't know how to show their gratitude. Such was the origin of the Inca lineage. Manco Capac designated his son Sinchiroca as his successor, the fruit of his union with a woman who was both his wife and his sister. Following in his father's footsteps, he continued to expand his dominions, sometimes employing peaceful means, sometimes force and cunning. His successors, the Inca kings, followed a similar course of action until the end of Huayna Capac's reign, during which time it extended from Quito southward to the Maule River. Garcilaso heard this legend from his maternal uncle, an Inca, when he was 16 years old. He often relates, and it must be accepted, that most of the ancient traditions of the Incas, as well as the founding of Cusco by Manco Capac, were told to him by the aforementioned uncle. It is evident, however, that a good portion of these legends were forged by Garcilaso himself, who wrote the commentaries in Spain after a 40-year absence from Peru. Otherwise, it is inexplicable that his uncle, knowing the ethnic divisions of his tribe, would have recounted that Manco Capac gave the title of Inca to newly subdued Indians, who provided humble services as porters, water carriers, cooks, etc. Nevertheless, despite the naive nature of the legend told by Garcilaso, there are many authors, both ancient and modern, who consider it authentic. Other chroniclers do not confirm the legend offered by Garcilaso. However, almost all agree, with minor variations, that the Incas claimed descent, according to ancient traditions, from 4 brothers and sisters who had emerged from a cave located near Pacarictambo, their birthplace. Following the most complete version given by the chroniclers who best know the Quechua language, such as Juan de Betanzos, Cristobal de Molina, and Bernabé Cobo, the legend of the origin of the Incas contains more or less the following. After the flood, Contichi Viracocha, the creator of the world, formed men from clay in the place called Tiahuanacu, near Lake Titicaca. Each nation was formed by a human couple. He then painted on their bodies the clothes and garments each one was to wear. As soon as he finished this work, he gave them life, ordering them to hide underground, and then emerge to the places and towns they were to found. Thus, some emerged from the hills, others from volcanoes, others from springs, others from caves. Four brothers, accompanied by their four sisters, left a cave called Pacarictampu, located approximately 4 leagues east of Cusco. The brothers and sisters headed toward Huanacari Hill, where they settled and planted the corn they had brought from the cave. Discord soon arose among them. The younger brothers, fearful of the elder brother's supernatural Herculean strength, hatched a plan to get rid of him. Using futile pretexts, they managed to get him to enter the cave. Once there, they blocked the mouth of the grotto with a rock. They then agreed that one of the brothers should stay in Huanacari to be, as legend has it, closer to the sun and thus serve it. According to Bernabe Kobo, 2 brothers stayed there. The other 2, along with their wives, continued on their way to Cusco. Ayar Aceh, who remained in Huanacari, was later transformed into a stone figure, later venerated by the Incas as a denial deity, Huaca. However, Ayar Auca and Ayar Cusco, his brothers, managed to reach Cusco, then a small town inhabited by barbarian Indians. Intimidating them, they were forced to cede a plot of land. They settled there. Ayar Auca soon died, leaving Ayar Manco as the only survivor, who accepted the title of Manco Capac, Manco the Sublime. He became the sole ruler of the Incas. His successors, Sinchiroca and Lyoke Yupanqui, further expanded his dominion. This legend is told in almost the same way by Cieza de Leon, Martín de Murúa, Miguel Cabello de Balboa, Polo de Ondegardo, Bartolomé de las Casas, etc. Some do not allude to the creation of man in Tiahuanacu, but go directly to narrating the 4 brothers and sisters who emerged from the cave. Others refer only to 3 brothers and sisters, forgetting Ayar Cachi and his fate at Pacarictampu. If one carefully examines the previous versions, it will be quite clear that this legend combines 2 ancient traditions. According to one, the Incas settled in Cusco 400 or 500 years before the Spanish invasion. This must have been the case, given the new historical material we have, allowing us to judge this fact as highly probable. On the other hand, the legend of the 4 brothers and sisters emerging from the cave appears to be contemporaneous with the Great Flood. Everything indicates that the legend of the origin of the Incas as a tribe, already known and widespread among them before settling in Cusco, merges with another related to their definitive possession of the Cusco Valley. Not only the Incas, but also many other Peruvian tribes, claimed descent from ancestors who, after the flood, or during the time of the eternal night, Tutayakpacha, which preceded it, emerged from caves, lakes, and volcanoes. Stripped of all mythological trappings, the tradition of the origin of the Incas simply means that their ancestors descended from 4 siblings who entered the Cusco Valley through Huanacari, where they settled after subjugating the existing inhabitants. The learned Licenciate Don Fernando de Santillan agrees with the above conclusion. It is, he says, more plausible and accurate given that the first Incas were indigenous people from the aforementioned Pacarictampu. As Cieza de Leon recounts the legend, this interpretation seems more likely to us. According to him, after leaving the cave, the Incas first colonized Pacarictampu and then set out for Cusco. Furthermore, according to the information offered by this chronicler, the 4 brothers and sisters were not alone, but accompanied by some people who had joined them. Licentiate Don Fernando Montesinos, always ready to offer mystical religious interpretations, expresses himself more explicitly. The first, he says, came in troops and as families to the place now called Cusco. According to the Amotas, the Incas descended from 4 brothers named Ayar Manco Tupac, Ayar Cachi Tupac, Ayar Auca Tupac, Ayar Uchu, and their 4 sisters, Mama Cora, Hipa Huacum, Mama Huacum, and Pilco Huacum. Between myth and memory, the Incas trace their origin. It was not just legend, It was the foundation of a power that would mark the history of the Andean world,